Headline news most affecting Abbotsford this week. A Vancouver gangster gunned down in Chilliwack, the getaway vehicle found in Langley. A 62-year-old Abbotsford woman robbed at gunpoint by 5 suspects. The dry conditions of Abbotsford Fire very concerned about wildfire season. And the Abbey Canucks are in the Calder Cup playoffs. Josh will have more in sport. All right, Abbotsford, let's get started. Just before sunset on April the 1st, there were reports of shots fired near the Vetter View Garden Cemetery on Watson Road in Chilliwack. One person is dead, another injured. IHIT was called into this investigation, and RCMP are asking for dash cam footage. Post-media crime reporter Kim Boland confirmed that the man who was killed is a known Vancouver gangster, Sujat Ali Jalal, who ironically lost his teen brother to another gang shooting that was in Vancouver in December of 2020. Now, a burned-out vehicle was found in Langley. It is linked to the shooting. And this is the third targeted shooting in Chilliwack in an 8-day span. IHIT, the RCMP, and Abbotsford Police stress the public is not in danger. Also on April the 1st, Abbotsford PD responding to a residence on the 300 block of Ross Road. A 62-year-old woman reported being robbed by 5 armed men, and they were wearing face masks and waiting for her outside on her property. They demanded money from the victim and leaving in the victim's vehicle. Now, both the stolen vehicle and a suspected vehicle used in this has been located and seized by Abbey PD. They are asking for anyone with information or dash cam footage to give them a call. City of Abbotsford is looking for community input to help guide current and future plans and funding for aquatic services in Abbotsford. The engagement and review will result in the development of what's called a new aquatic services and facilities strategy for the community. Now, that strategy is expected to be complete by September of 2024. We're now into week 3 of the Fraser Valley bus driver transit strike from the drivers' union QP 561. They released a statement saying they do want to be back at work, but they say the foreign-owned corporation, their boss, First Transit, is not progressing with talks. They say that customers have told them they're backing up their demands for better wages and a pension plan, and drivers simply want to be back. Now, as of airtime, no settlement seems to be in the offing. However, News of the Week has learned that First Transit has now filed a grievance in BC Supreme Court alleging that picketers are not allowing staff to get into the garage services in Abbotsford. Starting at 10 o'clock tonight and continuing until 5 a.m. on Tuesday, April the 11th, the Patello Bridge is going to be closed in both directions for Fraser Crossing partners to complete soil densification activities on the roadway at the south end of the bridge in Surrey and other work on both the existing and the new bridges. You're going to be driving around the long way. The March weather numbers have showed a disturbing trend. The precipitation for the Fraser Valley was almost a third of what we would normally get. The snowpack is about 75% of normal. The current dry conditions have already raised concerns about a summer drought. Over the past week or so, grass fires have been popping up, raising fears about a wildfire season that could get out of control. Fires outside of Mission, north of Harrison, on Sumas Mountain, and near an Agassiz cannabis store have had crews very busy. In fact, Abbotsford Fire Service have told News of the Week they do have very major concerns, quote unquote, for a busy fire season. Zellers opened up locations within Hudson's Bay in BC, Manitoba, Nova Scotia, and Quebec, as well as Saskatchewan on Tuesday. Now, that included Seven Oaks in Abbotsford. And a big thanks to photo blogger Arnie Nichols, who took a sneak peek of the Abbotsford store, but it doesn't look like the old Skillet restaurant will be part of the plans for the Seven Oaks location. The radio legend Red Robinson has passed away. That happened over the weekend. He was 86 and in ill health for the past year. Robinson was Canada's first rock and roll radio disc jockey while he was still in his teens and still going to high school. He is only one of 2 radio DJs from Canada in the U.S. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I had the privilege of working with Red twice in radio and another in a group called RPM, where radio people meet, a networking group of former and current radio people. Red, you were a friend and you were a mentor. You will be missed. Coming up, Josh with sports and a look at those Abbotsford Canucks. They made the playoffs.
How's it going, everyone? Josh here, back with you. And let me tell you, it is good to be back in the studio. The lights are as hot as I remember. I'm already sweating on my back, so let's just jump into it. The Abbotsford Canucks are closing in on clinching home ice in round 1 of the AHL playoffs for the first time in franchise history. The club took a major step forward in securing that possibility with a 2-game sweep of the Manitoba Moose last weekend in Winnipeg. Abbotsford needs 2 points in their final 5 games to guarantee a finish of at least 4th and earn the right to host round 1 of the playoffs inside the Abbotsford Centre. The Canucks can finish as high as 3rd if they're able to pass the Colorado Eagles for that spot. Abbotsford will finish their 22-23 campaign with 5 straight home games, beginning by hosting the Ontario Reign this Friday and Saturday, and then close off the season with games against the Calgary Wranglers next week on April 12th, 14th, and 15th. Now, it was not the season that the Chilliwack Jets, Abbotsford Pilots, or Mission City Outlaws really wanted, but you know what? They're good sports about it, and thus they still sent their congratulations to the Delta IceHawks, the 2022-23 PJHL champions. The IceHawks defeated the Ridge Meadow Flames 4-3 in Game 7 overtime at the George Preston Rec Center this past weekend, and they'll now make their way east to Revelstoke for the Cyclone Taylor Cup, April 13th to 16th, where they'll have a chance to go for the provincial title, so good luck to them. The BC Community Football Association welcomed young players from across the province for training camp in preparation for the showcase event known as The Game. The game will feature players aged 7 to 18, and they'll be divided up into 3 separate divisions for 3 separate games at Exhibition Stadium on April the 29th. CFL great Damon Allen was on hand as a training camp coach and a guest motivator, and Abbotsford's Bo Lacumbo and Nelson Lacumbo, the brothers, will serve as team coaches. Both are from the WJ Mowat program right here in Abbotsford, and both play in the CFL, Bo for BC and Nelson for the Rough Riders. You can actually watch the player draft for the game on our sister channel, VBN Sports, on YouTube. And Colin Boyd, the president of Chilliwack Minor Football, had a chance to chat with our own Don Lehn earlier, so let's go to that.
News of the week along with VBN Sports at The Game, and we're gearing up for the practice run. The actual game itself will be at Townsend Park at the end of April. Colin Boyd has joined me. Now, you've got a couple of titles, so we got Chief Cook and Bottle Washer and
Sure.
Organizer. So specifically, though,
all of those things, Don, but I'm now president of the Chilliwack Giants Minor Football Association, blessed with that honor.
Now, putting this together is no small feat. It's not something that just pops up and away we go. We got players showing up. How long does it take to just get the practices going, let alone we've got the actual game at the end of April?
You know, for us, it's been pretty light on the workload. We just provided the spot. We provide the venue here, and Shell's done all the work to get all these great players out here, and we're just excited that we had the opportunity to host it because, as you can see, a lot of kids out on the field having fun.
One of the big things we've talked about with other guests along this is the family atmosphere. Can you comment on that? Because it's such a tight community.
Oh, absolutely. It truly is that. All the way across the valley, we got folks here from the island, and when you see these kids see each other again since last year, it's like they never skipped a beat. They all jump on board, get back in their playbooks, and they have a lot of fun.
The status of the minor football situation, obviously with COVID, everybody took a hit. Has it rebounded well in your eyes? Because you're looking at, especially in the Chilliwack area, you're looking at G.W. Graham and Sardis and that renaissance. In Abbotsford, you're looking at Mowat and the other programs there. It seems to be okay, and you don't see too many roadblocks ahead.
No, definitely not. We're growing and expanding. Especially we saw registration at our flag programs grow exponentially, and our tackle registration opens up today actually and tomorrow, and we're looking forward to that growing too. So yeah, we've got no hiccups. We're excited.
Getting sponsors too for minor football. I guess now's the time to do the shout out and do your 30-second business card. What are you looking for? Are you looking for just the big players, or small mom and pop shops, or just if you're interested in football, we're here.
Sure. We're all volunteer run and not for profit. So any companies that align with our community values, which is something that we want to get on board with, we're always looking for community support. And we got a great young lady in Shannon. She's our sponsorship coordinator, and she gets out there and pounds the pavement and gets us some good support that way.
You brought up a good point too. That it is a not for profit.
Correct. Yeah, we're all volunteer run. We got great support from folks like Melanie here in the concession. We got past President Wayne in the house too, and forefathers. We're well supported with people that are never ending in giving their time and efforts to the kids. That's what it's all about. So.
Colin, a big thank you.
Oh, thank you.
You're watching News of the Week in VBN Sports. abbyTV weather with Cari Moore. Now, Cari, it is the Easter long weekend, so what's the Easter Bunny going to bring us?
Well, Don, this long weekend Easter break is going to be a lot of rain. Those egg hunts going to have to be inside. The temperatures are going to be in the double digits, but as you can see, all week long, a lot of rain. So a lot of bonding with the families over the long weekend and a lot of time hunting for eggs inside. So hope you have a great Easter and a great long weekend. Back to you, Don.
Thanks, Cari. If you'd like to participate in reporting news in Abbotsford and you have a story you think we should know about, you can always send us a note and your video and pictures to news@chilltv.ca. We'd love to hear from you. That's the news this week. Have a great Easter weekend. Don't eat too much chocolate. I'm Don Lehn.